What's going on, everybody? Hair here, and yes, it finally happened. Josh McDaniels is gone, out of Raiderland, out of our lives. It's Christmas in basically October. Now it's November, but it's Christmas in November last night. I don't even know where to begin. Josh McDaniels is gone. Ziegler is also gone, and then the old coordinator is also gone too. Lombardi is his name. So, again, ecstatic, super ecstatic. When I was getting ready for bed, regular work day, even though it's Halloween and all that, and my phone starts going crazy, and just jubilance. My nephew, my cousin, and then social media is going crazy, and just you see the red siren alert. McDaniels fired, and I couldn't even believe it. I could not believe it. I was like, there was no. Of course, I wanted him gone, but there was no way I thought. I didn't think Davis had the balls to fire him because he's on a 6-year guaranteed deal. He's only a year and a half into it, so he's owing him north of $40 million still. And I just didn't think Davis had that kind of money. I didn't think Davis was like that. But hey, he's showing that he has his dad in him, and that he's just. The pressure, I'm sure, got to him too. I mean, there were so many videos of fans getting in Davis's face, putting up signs, yelling at him during games, and then his famous line, "Smarten up," I think. And here's the thing too: I'm not a rash, out of sorts Raider fan where just going crazy. I do go crazy, but I'm saying to the point where I don't do my research, where I don't have any knowledge of the game. I know how the system works. That's why I'm saying financially it's just not going to happen. I thought he was going to give Josh a couple more years, and it just is what it is. I didn't like Josh though, and again, not one to complain about coaches, but I didn't like Josh because he just seemed to never take accountability, and he also seemed to put blame on others, which that's the last thing you want in a leader, a partner, a friend, or whatever the case may be. You can't have that in your leader, and it seems like he just never wanted to take accountability. He's quoted to saying, "I can make a high school quarterback into an all-pro," and all this. He just had an arrogance about him, and you can tell he just didn't connect with players. The whole Chandler Jones thing happened, and that's a whole different situation, but it just seemed like he couldn't connect with players. He's the reason they shipped out Carr. Now, I'm not your Carr supporter, but I mean, I would say Carr is better than Jimmy at this point. But again, I just didn't think Davis would do it. But again, not being a fan of McDaniels and seeing how he's tearing the locker room apart, other opposing defenses saying, "Oh yeah, it's the easiest offense we've ever had to guard." They're saying plays out loud the whole game. I'm talking about the Bears game, and he's supposed to be this genius, this offensive guru, and again, he's just not taking accountability. He's not connecting with players. His offense is terrible. He's making just some boneheaded, questionable calls, and in situational football, timeout, all that stuff. And again, it was getting very tiresome. It was just terrible. Leading up the weeks, my dad, my somewhat elderly dad, sent me a text yesterday morning while I was at work saying, "Hey, I don't know," and I never thought I'd hear this from him. He said, I don't think I can see this shit anymore. In my 50 plus years, I just can't. He's destroying me. That McDaniels, I can't stand to look at him. He's tearing up our team. He's destroying our team. We're just not competitive. Want to spend time with the family and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, McDaniels, you fuck, you ruined my dad. I never thought I'd see him wanting to just give up on the Raiders, and he literally said, "I don't want to see anymore until McDaniels is fired." And then that night, McDaniels is fired. And I know he's not the only one. There's plenty of just articles and tweets and TikToks and Reels and all that of people, even older people, saying, "I'm done as a Raider fan. I don't want to see anymore. My mental health has declined." And I'm a delinquent. I'll see any Raider game. If we're getting destroyed, thumped, murked 100-0, I'm going to watch the whole thing. But there's people that really get emotional about it. I get emotional too, but I'm saying really let it just mess with their insides and all that. And yeah, again, I'm a delinquent. I'll see it no matter what. But yeah, after that text I received from my dad, I was like, McDaniels, you bastard, you ruined my dad. How could you do that? The never thought I'd hear that from him. And then of course the news comes out. We're just so happy, excited, pumped up. My nephew too is telling me he's excited to see it again. We're excited to play the games, to watch it, to engulf in it, embrace it even, and it's just great to see Raider Nation united. I've never seen Raider Nation so united in wanting to get rid of somebody. I mean, the whole Carr thing. Carr, I feel like that was split down the middle. You loved him or hated him or whatever. I mean, but this was unanimous. Nobody wanted him. Tired of seeing his face. He was just slimy. Can't trust the guy, and I'm just so glad he's out of the building, along with Ziegler, along with Lombardi. And now you bring Antonio Pierce, he's been our linebackers coach since McDaniels came in, and this guy's energy is just through the roof, giving me Dan Campbell vibes, who's currently, I think, my favorite coach right now. Just makes you want to run through a brick wall. That guy's incredible. His energy is incredible. Is it going to translate? I have very low expectations, but man, his energy already is better than anything I've seen from McDaniels in the last year and a half. And we should have known. The Broncos fans warned us, clowned on us. I wasn't a fan of it from the beginning because I'm a fan of Gruden. I didn't like how he was replacing Gruden. He was just so different than him. But Antonio Pierce, it's his first ever head coaching job, interim. Champ Kelly's being the interim GM. So I don't know what to expect. He's a very high energy guy, former player, won a Super Bowl with the Giants, and linebackers coach. He coached high school football and all that. But he's been in the league for a little bit coaching, and now he's a head coach. I think they love his energy is what it is. Because I thought it'd be Patrick Graham, but they went straight to Antonio Pierce. He's an in-your-face type guy. He's a former player. Players, coaches do well, in my opinion. And we needed somebody like that. It's going to amp up the guys. It's going to make them want to run through a brick wall. It's going to call out the players. And he even said in his press conference, players play, coaches coach, but the best teams he's been on, the players ran the team. Devontae, Max Crosby, your leaders, all of the above. And on top of that, Jimmy's gone. Jimmy's getting the card treatment from last year. Jimmy is going to sit, and they basically just don't want him to get hurt because he's been atrocious. And man, I didn't want Carr here either. When Jimmy came, the first Bronco game, I was like, okay, this is great. Jimmy won, he ran, he's not afraid. And then, man, him just leading the league in picks with missing 2 games is just disgusting to see. And he wasn't done either. The thing that I've been done, but the thing that really set me off was when he threw that silly interception in this past Lions game, right after our defense got the ball from a turnover. Literally the next play we give it right back to him. I was done. And then you want to add fuel to the fire. He missed Davante Adams wide open twice. That's 14 points. At the very minimum, that's 6 points, but it should have been 14 because he was wide open. There was just no way. McDaniels, Ziegler, Jimmy, the whole Patriots aura, get out of here. Besides Myers, I like Myers. Get that out of here. This is Raiderland. This is Raider Nation. Again, I like Pierce's energy. Jimmy, he won us a few games, but I'm tired of seeing him. I'm done too. He's just, again, our line isn't good by any means, but he's throwing picks nonstop, and we don't want to see that. We can't be scoring 9, 10, 12 points a game. And now we have Aidan who's going to start. That's one of the first things. Now you can say, are we just going to tank? Maybe. But Antonio Pierce said that Aidan gives us the best chance to win. Not sure if I believe that either. I've been saying let the kid play because we need to know what we're going to do for this coming draft. We're not going to win the Super Bowl, of course. Now let's say we go on a crazy run, we make the playoffs as a wild card. That'd be amazing, be fantastic. I would love that. But we need to know what we have in Aidan O'Connell. Is he going to be our future? Is he going to be our franchise? Or is he just going to be a backup quarterback? We need to know what we're going to do with next year's draft, because if he's not the guy, we need to draft a franchise QB. In my opinion, I'd love a mobile, athletic, just stud kid. Your Herberts of the world and Mahomes of the world, your Josh Allen's, your Trevor Lawrence's. The list goes on. Just a young stud that's gonna kill it. Now is Aidan O'Connell that guy? He's not mobile, but he's got an arm. He's got a cannon. I want to see what he's got. Let's use him the rest of the season, whether we lose or win. If we win, of course, we'll know. But if we lose, we'll know, okay, he's a backup. Let's get our franchise guy in the draft. But let's find out what he's got. Let the kid play. Can't do any worse than Jimmy, because Jimmy also been sacked 6 times in a game. Also throwing picks galore. We don't know what Aidan O'Connell is yet. He's only played a game and a half. Let's see what he's got. I'm all for it. Let the kid play. We have a favorable matchup against the Giants right now, who aren't trying to win. So it's a good test to see our new head coach, our new GM, our new quarterback, our signal caller, our new offensive coordinator too. Because now the only thing I'm concerned about is, okay, Mcdaniels and the whole system is gone. The offensive coordinator, our QB coaches there. Are we going to keep the exact same offense? We're not going to learn a whole offense in a couple of days. So I don't know. Maybe he'll input his own thing. He'll tweak some things, keep some things the same, some things different. I don't know, but it can't be worse than what we've had already. I'm all for it. I'm pumped. I'm actually pumped to see the games now. I still would have watched it regardless. Again, I'm a delinquent, but I'm pumped to watch the games now because we have that just abyss of Mcdaniels out of the building. And we have hope now. We have somewhat of hope. Well, what we have is the what if factor now. With Mcdaniels, we had no hope. It was just glooming. It was depressing. Now we have what? What do we have? We don't know. We have the what if. What if Aidan O'Connell is the guy? What if Antonio Pierce is the next, Dan Campbell is the next whatever? We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we'll lose all the rest of our games. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a disaster. But we at least have some hope and some what ifness about the season. I can't wait. Raider Nation, let's go. Let's get the W this week, and let's see what happens. This is the Hair.